Hey everybody, welcome back to the Laserdisc Repair Bench. In this video we have a couple spindle motors, and they're the same model, but we're going to be taking a look at them and just kind of some issues with this specific one, and we'll talk about the models that this spindle motor can go into, the Laserdisc player models. So let's jump into it. So of note is this spindle motor came out of a CLD 99, and I was replacing it, and I noticed when I went to replace it, this actually snapped off. This is the connector that goes to this cable. This goes to the power supply to power the spindle motor. So obviously there's not really a good connection point to reconnect that. And so that kind of led me to explore what can I do to make this work, because the spindle motor itself is good. It's just the wiring that got messed up. So that led me to taking apart another one. This one still works fine. The first thing I did was I took a Dremel and I notched out a little spot, basically where the board is. And I was just trying to get in there and explore and see if I can make a connection, solder connection, without fully taking apart this thing. And obviously that didn't work out. So the next thing I did was took a Dremel and just roughed up all these spots here, these little crimp spots, because that's all they did to seal the bottom end into this. So now that it's taken apart, we can kind of see, what the motor looks like inside. It's got coils, and it's got this contact here on the inside, and that's what these touch when this bottom piece is seated inside here. So to answer the original question, can I put this back together? Probably without this piece though. So the answer is yes. I think this is the one. There's two that got broken. Either way, the white wire should go to this solder point. The green wire should go here. And you can see I scratched off the coating, again, trying to make connections right inside here. And I thought, that's a no-go. That's not going to be any good. So I went ahead and I skipped that and I said, let's just take it apart. So the plan is, let's uncouple these wires from here and then solder them directly onto here. We'll kind of put this back together, just re-crimping the bottom. And then we'll just hook it up to a battery. We'll see if that gives enough current just to give it a little bit of power to make sure it spins, make sure the contacts are good on the wiring. So that's what we'll do next. So let's position this right. So this is how it's originally laid out. We're just going to go ahead and cut these wires off. So white on the right side, green on the left. Just going to reflow these. Just getting some tape. Just want to kind of hold this in place. Take a little strain off that. Okay. That is the quick and dirty. Soldering that back on. And then a little detail is on this part of the contact. I don't know if you can see it. There's actually kind of a seat here on this, and that looks like it hugs this plastic ring when you put it back in. Okay, so here we are, kind of the last step to test the motor. So the bottom is put back on. It's resting on there kind of loosely. You can hear it kind of move around a little bit. It's enough that everything is still secured in there. And then as you can see, we've got our leads coming out of here with the little cut on the side. So I bought this AC to DC adapter, supplies DC power, so we can do a test spin up of the spindle motor. And I've got these two leads here, and I'm just going to go ahead and they kind of just barely plug into here, just enough. We're going to tin this white one a little bit more. I don't like that it's fraying. Okay, I had to take a little break there. The wires were not behaving themselves. So we're just going to connect this to these leads. Alright. We're going to turn this on. Here we go. Oopsie. Turn that down. I do not want that much voltage coming in. I don't know if it's related to taking this thing apart, but it does need kind of a push. Here, let's turn that off. So there we go. So I don't know if that would be any different coming from a Laserdisc player power supply board versus this cheap little guy, wherever I bought that. But either way, the proof is that we can resolder it once you take it apart, and you can theoretically put it back in. That's going to be the next step, is putting it back into one of the test players I have. But I did want to wrap this video up just by showing that we can supply voltage to the spindle motor, you know, as a way to test as well. And I need to come up with a better way than this, some kind of Molex connector for this to plug into that leads to appropriate test leads that go to this. But anyways, that's the video for now. So thanks for watching, and we'll have a lot more content coming soon. Thank you.